Chapter 4. Jed. He waited in the doorway, coaching her down the hall until she shuffled into the room. Jed, 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 she said. Vienna, still beautiful, blonde, and dark-eyed, yet the lively, warm fire everyone talked about had dulled, like once hot embers. Supposedly we were lucky. Vienna spoke. She didn't drool. She walked. She wasn't a vegetable, fed through a tube. Just looking at her, you might not know anything was wrong at all. Only in the eyes. There was a trouble behind the eyes. And then, of course, if she opened her mouth, Vienna looked at Nana and gasped like she was seeing her for the first time. When did you get so fat? You had to admire Nana's impenetrable shell now. Her expression hardly changed. Vienna pointed at me and whispered to my father, Why is that girl looking at me like that? You know who that is. Gwen doesn't like you to be rude, remember? Vienna stuck out her lower lip in a pout. She sat slowly, glancing at me as I continued to glower. Lolly would have told me to stop, but sometimes I just like messing with her. But since she was so highly distractible, Vienna abruptly lost her focus on me. She giggled, still holding on to my father's arm. We are going out? You've had a busy morning, my father said. How was physical therapy? Vienna looked blank. Did you eat breakfast? Yep. What did you eat? Sausage, pancakes, and orange juice, she said automatically. My father glanced at the French toast sticks, dismayed. Vienna, he said, motioning to Annabelle. Who is this? The nurse. You see, although Vienna had a major brain injury, she was smart. Sometimes she was able to answer the way she thought she was supposed to, even though she couldn't remember. Since the episode in the grocery store when I was 4, Vienna could not remember a single thing after the age of 13, but she often didn't act even that old. Her behavior was young and unpredictable, like a bratty baby. Even Biddy was more mature. What are the names of your children? My father pressed. Guinevere, Elizabeth, and Gus, she recited, not actually remembering. Gus was your cat, I said. Annabelle stepped forward. Woo-wee! You have big bosoms, Vienna said, clapping her hand over her own mouth. I sighed loudly. Annabelle is your nurse, my father said smoothly. Lolly is my nurse. She's my best friend. Like totally best friends forever, Vienna said. But now Annabelle is your nurse. Where's Lolly? She's not here. You live back home in Crow now, remember? You had a brain injury and you live at this care center now. Vienna looked up at him carefully. Baloney. Except she didn't say baloney. She said a bad word, and Nana tried to cover Biddy's and my ears, but ended up just knocking our heads together. Look at these beautiful flowers, Vienna, Nana said, changing the subject. Gacy, Vienna said, clapping. Where's Gacy? She's not here, Nana said. Oh. Gacy, Vienna said slowly. Her hands fluttered her speech, slurring into panic, and she began to sob. It was an accident. Bad, bad. I didn't mean... Where's Myron? It's okay, honey, my father said, wiping her tears with his hand. What are you remembering? This is not the right time to ask, Jed, Nana said, briskly. You know it's an upsetting subject. Vienna's outburst and Nana's reaction snapped me to attention. A bad, bad accident, an upsetting subject. My favorite. I leaned forward and touched Vienna's hands. What do you mean? She snatched her hands away and threw a cold French toast stick at my face. It bounced off my nose and fell on the floor. I picked it up without changing my expression. Thanks, I said, taking a bite. Vienna swiped her entire plate of food onto the floor. I think it's time to go, my father said. Nana gathered us quickly and herded us to the door as Annabelle whispered, Don't take it personally, honey. Easy for her to say, I said as Nana walked us quickly down the hallway. I knew better than to get upset by Vienna, but I could still feel my face burning. Nana, what did Vienna mean? I asked. An accident? Who's Myron? Why would Gacy bring Vienna flowers? How does she even know Vienna? I took another bite of the cold French toast before Nana could confiscate it. Old friends, Nana said darkly, and your mother doesn't know what she's talking about half the time. She plucked the French toast stick out of my hand and deposited it in the garbage can. The sound of Nana's small heels clicking echoed down the hospital corridor as I hurried to keep up with her. Why is it an upsetting subject? For heaven's sake, Gwen, She's rambling about a past that is best left there. Oh no, Nana, don't you remember? We're here to uncover her deep, dark secrets. I mean it as a joke, but Nana's face turned pale, sending my curiosity into overdrive. Was there a lot of blood? Nana stopped in her tracks. No, there was not a lot of blood. Banish those. She made a swirling motion over my head with her hands. Those thoughts, right out of your head. My Nana obviously did not know me very well. Nana grabbed Biddy's hand and marched us back down Main Street and onto the dirt road toward home. We had walked everywhere in New York, but never on dirt roads with tractors. The one passing us had a man on top who looked older than dirt. Hello, Wilbur, Nana called after him, back to her composed and well-postured self. The man turned to look at us, a shy smile on his face. Howdy, he called. He wore a real cowboy hat and raised his hand to wave. I realized he was the same man from Gacy Cutter's fields. Real nice day we're having. Kinda hot, I yelled after him. Guinevere, be polite, Nana said. You'll find that the Midwest is a friendly place. We try to be kind to one another. Gacy wasn't nice to me. I was expecting a scolding for backtalking, but Nana seemed to actually consider my statement and pursed her lips together. We followed behind the tractor until Wilbur passed Nana's house and headed down Landmark Lane. I stared after it, knowing that I had vowed to never go back to that horrid woman's house. Except now there was upsetting information, an accident, and somehow Gacy and Vienna were involved, and Nana wouldn't talk. Gwen? I skipped inside, giving one last look down the dirt road that led to an orange house. Life in Crow was looking up.